Hello everyone, welcome to your Language Society and Culture channel. Which is the best technique to learn a new language? Well, I've been watching videos about this topic surfing the internet, and what I found is that there's a wide variety of techniques people use to teach you a new language. However, they are different, and they vary from style, type of learning you may have, or even the personality of the teacher. And according to my own experience, what works for learning a language is motivation. Because if you find a meaningful reason to learn that language, you are more likely to acquire it. So you need to establish an objective with that language you want to acquire. So I'm going to categorize this video with two types of learners. The first ones are those who want to learn a language because they want to fulfill a requirement, or maybe they want to improve their grades in the institution they are. And second, we have the learners who want to travel, or maybe want to learn a language because of business or something that has to do with knowledge, maybe because they just like that language. So if you are the type 1 of learner, I suggest you to try to motivate yourself. Try at least to retrieve something useful from that language. For example, with simple present of Spanish, you have to ask yourself, what is it useful for in my life? So with simple present, to describe your favorite music. For example, me gusta el rock porque me siento bien cuando escucho esta música. Otherwise, we have number 2, which are those learners who want to acquire a language because they are going to travel abroad, or maybe because they want to acquire that language. So at this moment, you are motivated. But the tip for you is that you need to motivate yourself at trying to look for those materials, movies, books, comics, videos, those types of materials, very depending on the type of learner you are, basically. The reason I am telling you this is because there have been a big debate about what is the best technique to learn a second language. So some teachers may suggest you to use only the second language and think in the second language, whereas others only recommend you to base on your mother tongue, which is somehow not effective as expected. But what I have to tell from my own experience is that the best learning methods are those in which you first obtain tangible results, and number 2, you feel comfortable with. And my opinion about this discussion is that we as learners can use the first language only for certain concepts, and if we are beginners with certain types of things. Because if there are 2 words that may look similar or even sound similar in both languages, they may have different intention or even intensity. We have to be careful about that. So I'm going to show you why. When in English you say, for example, I loved you, you need another word to show how much you love that person, animal, or thing. I loved you so much. I loved you from the bottom of my heart. I'm totally into you. In Spanish, however, despite we have many expressions to express love, there is a big distance in terms of meaning if you say te quiero o te amo. Amar is a word with great significance for Hispanics. So if you learn this word, it would be risky to depend only on your mother tongue to describe that. Another problem that emerges with that is that, for example, there was an occasion when an artist came here to Colombia and said in front of everyone, literally,
Estoy muy excitada de estar acá.
As you can see, a very awkward moment if you can imagine, because excited in English has another intention here and another usage. So as you can see, you can always rely on your mother tongue. You really need to have all that sense of awareness and consciousness about other cultures, because you can't bring to your culture every single expression from other people. It's a totally different world, I would say. So basically, is that what you have to do? So how do I know when to use mother language and when don't? Don't worry, that's why I'm here to get you a little bit closer to intercultural awareness. From those previously mentioned problems, on the other hand, we have those teachers who consider the use of the first language like a blasphemy, I would say. So, if for example you are trying to find something using your dictionary, you can find maybe your teacher telling you off and saying something like, you have to think only in second language. So what you're going to do if some teacher comes to the institution and you don't know even what he or she's talking about, that's not very useful if you are a beginner in certain language. So think in second language is useful only if you are, I would say, intermediate or even upper intermediate, because you have enough vocabulary to understand the single words or even the single concepts. So it is true that you need to challenge yourself. But let me explain you something. According to an author called Stephen Grasham, you need to challenge yourself according to the level of language you are in. Not too much, because you can feel nervous, or not so few because you are going to get bored. Some students had bad experiences with those teachers. You need only to forget about those bad experiences. I promise that with these videos it's going to be better. Well, for learning new words, I am this moment using sometimes the Cambridge Dictionary. Cambridge Dictionary includes some words and some expressions in Spanish. Why? Because they know it is important. But also, I need to read the examples included in the dictionary to understand completely the concept and the usage of that word. So it's not enough to go to one or even to another. I suggest you to do both. So that's going to improve your process of learning and not take to one extreme, forgetting about your first tongue totally, or even just trying to think only in the target language, because if you are a beginner, that's not going to work for you. But if you are an intermediate or an upper intermediate, thinking in the other language has a process that is going to be effective. So this channel is for all levels of English and all levels of Spanish. You are going to check in my list of videos and you're going to watch all the materials for all the levels. So it has been all for today. Thanks for watching and subscribe for more videos like this, and have a good day.